Hello everyone, welcome to The Sea Will Claim Everything. This is the game that won the Patreon poll. It's an adventure game, a older adventure game, so this is going to be an interesting one to play. It's also very, very short, so I'm probably going to be setting up the poll or the vote for the next game quite soon. So I'll check to make sure everybody has their nominations in, and then I'll go ahead and start the vote, but we can go ahead and hop in. The game even had a very interesting way to ask me if I wanted it in full screen, borderless, or windowed, because it asked me like, if you want the portal, because we're talking about like a portal or a new connection to this world, do you want the portal to take up your entire screen, just be floating in an endless void, which is borderless, which I'm on right now, or do you want it to just be floating on your screen? Which is windowed, so that was a funny way to do that, so. Let's go in. Initiate new connection. Attention, you are entering the lands of Dream. Time runs at a different pace here, and should you attempt to interact with things at the same speeds as you do elsewhere, the experience may be highly unpleasant. Relax, slow down, take your time. So don't go like crazy, it might cause the game to die. Reaching across. I often think about that old metaphor, the one that says we are all islands on a wide sea. Especially these days, now that things are more difficult than before and the world appears to be harsher than we once imagined it to be. We are all islands on a wide sea, now that things are more difficult than before and the world appears to be harsher. Yeah, that's definitely true. We are all like islands, the philosopher said. Perhaps it's true, yet I cannot help but remember an old saying scratched on a cave wall somewhere by a long-forgotten prophet. In the end, the sea will claim everything. They said the thing! The ancient words crashed into my mind like waves, waking me from sleep, filling me with feelings I cannot fully understand. We're like islands. Does it mean we're connected? Do we share a common origin? Or just the common fate of sinking? I'm sorry, I've drifted off into my thoughts again. You've come, and I should welcome you properly. Thank you for hearing my call, and for using this window. I'm in great need of assistance. Underholm was invaded by disgusting, violent goons claiming it was being foreclosed. I kicked them out, but the house is panicked and nothing is working as it should. And I fear there is more evil at work here in the Fortunate Isles. Lord Yurzin is putting pressure on our leaders, and his ships are tainting the seas with their filth. I wish I knew the details, but I'm stuck here trying to keep everything in balance. You know, it'd probably be a lot simpler to explain everything via the proper dialogue interface. Assuming it works, of course. I had to grow it all rather quickly. Wait, the graphics are still off, aren't they? Silly me. Could you turn them on? It's the lever on your left. What? I have to physically turn it on? The lever? This? Oh my god, I can interact with little bits of the UI. That's adorable. That's amazing. So this little lever, there's two actually. What does this one do? Okay, what about this one? Oh, that's a button. Okay. Ah, much better. So let's give this a go. Click on the arrow, then on me, and hope nothing blows up. But I want to look at some of these other things too here in the background. We have like plant-based tech. This looks like tech that's like grown out of, you know, like wood and vines and things, which is neat. Hello, you. It is actually, I have my windows open right now. There's a little bit of glare on my screen, so I've gotta make sure I'm appreciating everything here. The arrow, then on you, and hope nothing blows up. Okay. How many other things can I click on? Looks like I can click on each of these pictures individually. Oh, I'm gonna have to pixel hunt in this game, aren't I? The snail can read Braille. A nail bought in a sale. Okay, so that's just meant to rhyme, I'm guessing? That's not actual important context. On the Properties of Cellular Mitosis by Mr. Nose. Biotic Book of Biological Logic by Tantramus Gargantuan. Principles of Biochoreology by Gene Kelly. Techno-Druidism in the Age of Superstition by Dr. Robert Tentacle. What is this? God, we can read each of these individually. Experiments in Mental Hybridization by Robert Plant. The Structure of Evolutionary Theory by Stephen Jay Gould. A small purple box of chocolates. The contents no longer resemble chocolate, but are beginning to approach full sentience. Oh no, not sentient chocolate. Not sentient chocolate, please. Om Nom Pax, Essays in Light Cooking by Alistair Turtley. The Taste and the Tongue by Alistair Turtley. The Holy Book of Magarama by Alistair Turtley. You have a lot of Alistair Turtley, huh? Surfing the Universal Wave Function by Hugh Everett. Mathematical Formulation of the Quantum Theory of Electromagnetic Interaction by Richard P. Feynman. An eyeball plant, a botanical history by Esther Litterberg. Mad experiments with human flesh and other breakfast materials. Wait, other breakfast materials? Human flesh is a breakfast material? Andrew McCoy, are you a cannibal? Blubbering glar bubbles in biometric quantrium phone baths by rotating Jack McSaltwater. None of this is probably important, but I'm the type of person that's going to look at as much as I possibly can. Especially in a game like this, you never know when one of these things could be interesting. This nail is not afraid of hail. A nail that's waiting to exhale. A candle made of communist wax? A candle made of magically solidified water. It's not very good. Yeah, I can see why. Joram Duga's nearly complete guide to fictional technology. The Green Screen of Death and Other Common Problems in Techno-Druidism by Bricken Oaknower. Programming the Bioanalytical Engine by Professor Ada Lovelace. Scientific Lectures on Familiar Subjects by John Herschel. On the Developmental Patterns of the Analytical Plant by Charles Babbage. A monograph on the growing of artificial biocomputers by Garfandia Olalatron. Physics and Mage, Aspects of Force by Herb Al Teetrinker. I almost said teat drinker, which would not be right. Not at all. Joseph Brom at all. How to Grow Cheese by Bob the Spider. New Symmetries, Advanced Quantum Chromodynamics and QCD Matter by Fred Bobble. I wonder how many of these things may be references to some of the other games that are in this collection that I have not played and am not playing, as far as I know. Visual Encyclopedia of Exploding Mushrooms by the Oneropolis University Exploding Mushrooms Department. Wow, that's quite a department. Political Structures of the Quantum State by Wimner Heron Mountain? This one, The Effects of Cross and Self-Fertilization in the Vegetable Kingdom, A Traveler's Guide by Charles Darwin. Okay, that's a name I actually recognize. Movement and Power of Plants by Charles Darwin. And Oneropolis University Guide of Biological Technology, 22nd edition. Portrait of Rupert Mysterious Druid. Painting of Herbert Mysterious Druid. A chameleon mushroom cleverly disguised as a portrait. Small portrait of Mutatio. The mysterious Druid family dog. A tiny pink mushroom called Fred. God, there's so many things here to examine. It's awesome. Portrait of Theodore Mysterious. Druid, the black sheep of the family. Button turns on the Trends osmotic field generator. An orange button. The button goes beep. That is its only function. Wonderful. Eddie? Biotalktron enabled. Wall of text active. Dialogue functions functional. Or dialogue options functional. Smell of the day, Satsuma. Hi? I think I want to leave that. I think I should probably talk to you first. Alright, let's talk to... I've done up here and around here. So now, and up here. Let's talk to you. Hello there. Biotalktron enabled. I am the Mysterious Druid, scion of the Mysterious Druid family, devoted to the arts of Techno-Druidism. That is to say, the making and shaping of living technology. Fully aware of the ironic nature of my name and have come to see it as something to be oddly proud of. Please just call me the. Okay, the Mysterious Druid. Window. Yes, the window allows you to directly interact with our world using nothing but that mouse, was it? Never remember what kind of biotech the people of your world use. Thankfully, time runs differently in our two universes, so if you close the window and return later, no time will have passed on our side. Window also allows you to pick up objects and talk to people using special interfaces. Oh, and I'm sorry about the movement arrows. They're a bit rubbish, really, but I didn't have the time to grow better ones. Thank you! Just, like, straight up explaining the UI and how the gameplay and everything works, like, in the game is fun. Also, the idea that we're a person from another world that's visiting here is always a fun one. Definitely reminds me of, like, Myst and stuff as well. Eddie. Eddie is a holographic artificial intelligence that helps me take care of Underhome. Well, that is his function, but it's not all he is. He's not just a machine. He's also a... Oh, I don't think we use that word anymore for that. He's also trans with an excellent dress sense, a mean druidism, the reaping player, and my friend. He'll help you find your way around Underhome. Yeah, I don't think this is the appropriate term anymore. I don't think this is the appropriate term anymore, but this game came out a while ago, as far as I understand, so it makes sense that there would be some dated language and things here. Help you find your way around Underhome. Cool, thank you. Underhome. These caverns and rooms that you see around you have been the home of the mysterious druid family for generations. It was begun by Matilda Mysterious Druid, my great-great-great-grandmother, but you must understand this is no ordinary house. Underhome is a living being, a huge and complex creature quite unlike anything you know. It does not think and feel like you and I do, but it does think and feel, and what has happened to it is a violation. It is hurt and afraid and trying to protect itself and its inhabitants. Okay, I want to hear more about Eddie. Eddie helps me take care. So you're an AI, trans AI, and you have an excellent dress sense. Interesting. Cool. Fortunate Isles. Fortunate Isles are the place that this window that you see on your screen is connected to. We're on the Isle of the Moon, the northernmost of the Isles. The two other major islands are the Isle of the Sun and the Isle of the Stars. Though there are also many tiny unexplored islands around. It's a beautiful part of the Lands of Dream and one I care deeply about. Help? I don't even know where to begin. A group of goons entered Underhome a few days ago, claiming the house was being foreclosed. I had to move out and they could take all my belongings. They broke several things, ruined an ancient carpet that belonged to my grandmother, and put the house into a state of panic. To make matters worse, the ecological and biomagical balance of the entire region seems to be in flux. Trying to do what I can with the limited systems at my disposal, but it's not enough. And on top of that, I haven't heard back from Niam, my girlfriend, I'm probably butchering this, who went to investigate the imbalance several weeks ago. Scroll updated. New dialogue options. Niam left several days before the foreclosure goons arrived. She was going to travel around, take some readings to help us understand the imbalances that we think are being caused by Lord Urizen's ships. She hasn't been gone long enough for me to be seriously worried, but if you could keep an eye out for her, I'd appreciate it. These are strange times, we're not always safe when we should be. Yes, apparently our house is facing foreclosure, but the thing is, I tried to explain to those goons we've never taken up a credit with a bank. It's absurd. Underhome has belonged to my family for generations. We built it ourselves. How dare these greedy monsters claim they can take it from us? Maybe Mayor Pinglog can help us figure out what's going on. Underhome is a living being, and the damage it has taken from the goons is both physical and psychological. Both types of damage may not be readily apparent, and may in some ways be interconnected. Ask the other inhabitants for help and advice, especially Waikato, the taniwa fish on the second floor. He's lived here even longer than I have. My great-grandfather and he were close friends, having met in a faraway country where they speak in a very peculiar way. Waikato can swim through Underhome's arteries and find problems that are otherwise hard to detect. Okay, so we have a lot here. Interesting. So what is this? Save, load, weird sound? Thank you. It is a weird sound. Bob Nipple 3 Neolithic Kitten. What? I'm guessing we're saving to Bob, but I guess we'll get to Discord Kitten at some point. Transdimensional coordinates saved. Thank you? You haven't even made it to the 3rd floor yet, let alone go outside. Find Niam, heal Underhome, investigate Underhome's pending foreclosure. The mayor of Port Dara might have some information. Scroll of recipes. Automatically notes down all important recipes. Inventory open, cumbersome GUI enabled, thank you. So what are these? Like you can touch, sniff, mouse, and eat things? I guess? Okay, let's close that. Let's close that. Let's look at some more stuff. This is incredibly interesting so far already. Let's see. Up here, up here, up here. Okay, so let's do this. Amino acid lubricant, primarily used in the creation of slippery proteins. Bottle of liquid mustache ions. Bottle contains 27 polypeptides. Lever is purely decorative. Better not mess with this lever. It contains, it controls the perianthic discriminator. The quantum micro gametophyte containment core. Purely decorative. Okay. Okay, I wanna check out all this. What about this rock? This ancient stone spent thousands of years deep in the bowels of the earth in dark places where no human will ever go. It's useful for leaning against. Whoops. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk to you again. Yep, didn't mean to talk to you again. I'm seeing if these buttons do. Pressing this button produces a nucleonic chlorophyll particle burst, so don't. Currently disabled, but normally this button functions as a biometric sandwich alert. Button only works when it wants to. Anthic discharge vent. It gives the room a very pleasant smell. Don't touch that, it'll turn you purple. What if I want to be purple? Shh. Bob the Spider is performing his new opera under this rock. Huh? Stone is older than any living creature, but it's still just a stone. Machine's magnolithic impulse capacitor is humming pleasantly. Obviously, the machine's angiospermatological metagenic flux converter, thank you. Machine's pedalonian plasma conduit. Only be an anthic particle accelerator. Anthic energy flows gently and silently. It's not very fast, but it doesn't harm the environment. It feels nice. I mean, that's fantastic, yeah. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So I'm gonna be in the middle of playing 2 games right now where it's going to take me like 40 minutes just to get out of one room. Because this is definitely another candidate for that. Screen can only be operated by thee and Nyam. Nyam? I'm going to butcher that every single time. Okay, is that it? So up there, there. We're all good here, we're good there. So it's really just talking to you, Eddie. Hi, air filter. I think there's something wrong with the air filtration system. It's not just dangerous at the moment, but it's not dangerous at the moment, but it needs to be fixed. I guess that all that needs to be done is for the correct setting to be engaged once the underhome generally knows what it's supposed to do. Just a little confused at the moment. Control room? Room is the heart of Underhome. Well, that's not really true. Underhome has an actual heart. It's about as big as a boulder. So this room really isn't like a heart at all. I don't know why I said that. Just pretend I didn't. Imagine I said this room is from which thee can control many of the house's functions, including its magical sensory organs. That's why he can't leave until the current crisis is over. Eddie. Always had an irresistible desire to wear clothing. Some say it's inappropriate for a holographic AI to wear clothing, but why? I say do as you please, as long as it doesn't hurt anyone. Yeah. And if someone disagrees, murder them. That was a joke. No, it wasn't. I'm a killer AI. No, I'm not. You would say that. Freaky, huh? True story. Okay, Eddie's great. Irresistible desire. Yeah, you wear your clothing. You're killing it in the scarf. As long as it doesn't hurt anyone, you know? Foreclosure. Whole situation makes about as much sense as wheels on a giraffe, which is not a lot unless I've missed a real revolution in transportation. Yeah, the writing in this is pretty funny. Fortunate Isles. There's 3 main islands, the Isle of the Sun, Isle of the Stars, and the Isle of the Moon. Each has its own government and its own traditions. But relations have always been good. There used to be a lot of travel before the economy went bust. Now, not so much. I think that's a shame. Yeah. Traveling is good. Roots. Mikado mentioned something about the roots having absorbed the wrong materials from the ground. There are settings for that, which you can only access in the root cellar. Part of the problem is that no one has touched those settings for years, not since before thee was born. There's a lot we don't know about Underhome, sadly. I think he's made his family proud. It's not easy, being the son of such great thinkers and inventors, but he's taken care of Underhome with a great deal of dedication and love. Underhome. Everything's a bit of a mess at the moment, with the house being in shock, the being completely overworked, and me not having any hands. Does the word chaos ring a bell? Chaos. Control! So yes, it does. I just wanted it again. Just one more time. For old time's sake. So, that's that room. I think I've cleared it. This nail is very male. Oh, whoop, I didn't read that one. Okay, we gendered the nail successfully. So where I just came from? Okay. So yeah, turning around, now we have this room. And this is what I said I was going to be bad at. Genetically modified orange. There's a tiny earthworm sleeping under this mushroom. Suspicious flower! Yeah, what do you want? Suspicious flower? Who's asking? Paranoid? Who told you that? Elevator? I ain't letting you in there. I don't know you from Jake, I don't even know who Jake is, and I sure as hell ain't gonna take your word on the matter. Okay, sorry. Suspicious flower. Bit of ceiling cabbage. Ceiling cabbage looks like a mushroom, but isn't one. Is that a bat? Hello. Patricia. I'm fine, thank you. A little tired is all. I'm a creature of the night, you know. I love you, baddie friend. Transylvania. Yeah, that's where I'm from. Transylvania. The planet, that is, not the region. Why does everyone always get that mixed up? Can you tell me? Isle of the Moon? Only seen the forests, really. They're quite beautiful. And once I accidentally flew into this one forest that was all petrified. That was scary. Foreclosure? It's ridiculous. Since when can someone own a cave? We live here, they don't, so why not leave us alone? Humidity? Just me, or does the humidity keep changing? It's much too high. I think there's something wrong. Suspicious flower. Oh, him. A little paranoid, you know. All this foreclosure business hasn't exactly helped him relax. If he gives you trouble, do talk to thee. He'll sort it out. Okay. Thank you, Patricia. To married mushrooms. Oh, I'm very happy for them. The mushroom is tending its spores. Bob the spider once built a galleon under this mushroom. Mushroom of the species Amanita squeakina. This is tickling me, this game. Mushroom is asleep. The mushroom is purring. A rather bad portrait of Vanessa Mysterious Druid, who famously invented the exploding garden hose. Wow, congrats, Vanessa! Portrait of Bedelia Mysterious Druid. Lovely Moira Mysterious Druid. Moira. Love that name. Vicious Flower is refusing to let me enter the elevator, so we know we can go deal with that. Conspiratorial mushrooms? What are they conspiratizing about? Also, what do these other things do? Underhome... Oh, that just takes away my ability to see which floor I'm on. Don't want that. That'll probably be a puzzle solution at some point. You've taken 22 steps. Nice. What the... Kitten save function engaged? What the... Also, it flipped my thing upside down? Did it do anything? Weird. Options tablet. In your world, it is minute 14 of hour 17. Interesting. Thank you. Okay, we need to go back and talk to thee. Flower. Oh, for the love of... Please tell that paranoid plant that if he keeps this up, I'll take away his fedora. Know where he's hidden it, although maybe I shouldn't get so angry. He means well. Not gonna really stop anyone, except perhaps by staring them to death. Okay. So that's done. Library! Highly literate mushroom. Oh god, are all of these examinable? You know we're gonna sit here and look at every one if they are. Chronicles of Amber by Robert Zelazny, annotated by the mutant priests of Gloop. Walking Wand of Wonton. Very powerful magical umbrella. It can do almost anything except keep the rain away. Magic stick that harnesses the power of gems. In other words, it does nothing. Staff from the Kingdom of the Enigmatic Snakes. It belonged to Alexander Mysterious Druid. Alright, strap in everyone. We got a billion books to read the title of. On the Science of Napping by Mick Rogataki. Cellular Degeneration in the Brain of the Objectivist by Dr. Crustaceous McShellfish. Here are the words of the Ancient Grouse by Belonius Snickerton. Hellboy, Complete Edition by Mike Mignola. Fantastic. Oneiropolis University Guide to Viscous Soups by the Oneiropolis University Department of Abominable Substances. I don't know why that's so hard for me to say. It's like an oneiromancer. Condor Man by Woodrow Wilkins. On the Manifold Applications of Bananas by Ookbert Appledorn. The Dynamite Kid by Brian Bless. There's so many references in here I'm not getting. Fishy Fishy in the Sea by Georgia Cumberbottom. Pleasure Thresholds by Patricia Tallman. Lagonia, Life and Death of a City by Raven Locke Smith. When Mitosis Smells by Mr. Nose. I'm a Horse by Marrow Stumblebrain. Fashionable Nonsense, Postmodern Intellectuals' Abuse of Science by Alan Sokol and Jean Bricmont. End of History and Other Myths by Dinmus Clenay. Fashionable Nonsense, okay, so that's that one. Safety Electron by Joel the Hatless. Great Green Book of Mold by Aspergilius. Gilius Thunderhead? Joram Duga's Incomplete Guide to Non-Fictional Disease Prevention Abridged. Tagana by Guy Gavriel K. Oneiropolis University Guide to the Literature of Baslag, edited by Judah Lowe. Iron Council by China Meville. I Am the Bear Man, an audio biography by Sebastian Ursus Pressur. Ursus makes, yeah, I mean bear. Ursine. Attempts on Our Lives by Martin Shrimp. Oneiropolis University Dictionary of Non-Existent Terms, 1st edition. Encyclopedia Trefusica. The Material Causes of the Third War of Magic by Ravenlock Smith. Cthulhu is nice once you get to know him, an autobiography by Antonius Quinn. Could die relative einfach... Oh god, this is German. Aussprechen sein by Friedrich Wilhelm von Zunst. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry to German viewers. I know I have a few. Rebuilding the Colossus by Karas of Lindos. I mean, I probably offend and mispronounce many things. French, German. I think the only things I would know how to pronounce really is like Chinese and some Japanese things and some Spanish. So, Das Kapital, Volume 4 by Karl Marx. The Great Encyclopedia of Pseudoscience. Mimetics to Milkology. Why are these capital mil? Interesting. I stepped on the Frankfurt School and it made a squishy sound by Giganticus Bean Trinket. Alright, we still got about 1 billion more. Strap in, like I said, this is the kind of playthrough we're having. Mystery of Princess Talara by Mara Likith. Mordavia, a personal view by Boris Stovich. The Book of Gakar by Gakar. Voyage of the Darwin by Peter S. Beagle. Star Maker by Olaf Stapledon. New Age of the Fist, a guide to opposing postmodernism by Alistair Hewlett. Complete Tower by Stephen King. Complete Dark Tower. New Poems from Oneiropolis by Allen Ginsberg. My Bondage and My Freedom by Frederick Douglass. I thought this was a BDSM book for a second. Antecedents of Dwemer Law, author unknown. Dwemer. Oneiropolis, University Guide to Nexus City. Let Us Now Praise Famous Death Dwarves, extended edition by Lester Bangs. Those Damn Baboons, a children's novel by Lucinda Stronkelfirth. Saying damn in a children's novel? That's a wordy dirty. I'm going to kill those baboons and children. Oh my god! Someone stop these baboons. Death by baboons it shall be. Protocols of the Elders of Baboonia. Oh my god, Lucinda Siri is going nuts. Final solution. No, not a final. Not a final solution to the baboon problem. The sad decline of Lucinda Stronkelfirth collected essays. Yeah, just the sad decline. You started off with those damn baboons, and it's a children's novel, and you got to the final solution to the baboon problem? Excuse? Prosthetic Properties of Chocolate. The Importance of Puns in the Release of Magical Energies by Master Erasmus of Zalberberg. The Shivering Bestiary by Nemlir Esprink. Books of Opinions of the People of the Ideal City. Capybara, 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 Capybara by Terry Capybara. I know a friend that would love that. Oneiropolis Compendium, Book 4 by Jonas and Varina Kairatzes. Greetings from the Culture. The Writings of Vivek, a critical examination by Vandam Baris. One Country by Ali Abunimah. Ali Abunimah. Freedom and Death by Nikos Kazantzakis? Delphic Utterance by Angelos Sikilianos. Okay. Alright. That's a good amount of the books. We've got 2 bookshelves down. We got an Illuminati symbol over here. I mean, we haven't seen, like, Atlas Shrugged Ayn Rand on here so far, so I'm very happy that we haven't seen that garbage. You had some Marx, but you did not have Ayn Rand, and I love that choice. That's a choice I support. Having Marx. Alright. Polythronic Armchair from Billion Toad City. Several logs of photonic quantum wood. Paperweight by Stephen Fry. Stephen Fry? Isn't that... Was Fry's name in Futurama Stephen? I don't remember. I want to say it was Stephen. The Worm Ouroboros by E.R. Edison. The Poverty of Philosophy by Karl Marx. Oh shit. You found the Deceiver restart disk though, huh? The who? Screen measures the inventory's gravimetric pulse patterns, the inventory's built-in thermal polydimensional singularity. Chameleon mushroom disguised as a bit of interface. These damn chameleon mushrooms. It's not a button. This is what the object you picked up would look like in a black and white photo. Thank you. On this screen, you can observe the alternating states of the inventory's temporal databank. Not even we know what this screen is about. You set the item pickup sound to not standard sound. Standard? Not standard. They both sound... Okay, I'm just gonna... The inventory's auxiliary spatial discriminators are fully functional. Measures the inventory's gradual... Okay, okay. Nothing happens. This button may still be growing. Thank you! Love that for me. Okay. So, I have this... The decipher... oh, it's just decipher. I see now. It's just decipher. This game is playing me for a fool. That's not exactly hard, but... It's a diamond. The color indicates it's probably a communist. Alright, alright. I found a bottle of Bolsha whiskey. Great. Fantastic. Strong red whiskey. Because it's red? Biogenic photo of a desert landscape on the Isle of Stars. It appeared to be an enormous tooth. Okay, I think that's the chair and stuff. Alright. Everybody get your popcorn. It's time for more bookcases. Delicious Book of Edible Welding Paraphernalia by Zunki Flamingo. The Hierarch and the Primate, A History of Ape Theology by Edward Gibbon. A pink book. Metropolis of Dreams by Colarabian Dialecticus. Pleasure Thresholds. Wait, I swear we've seen that one before. History of Hyrule, annotated by the Mutant Priests of Gloop. 1,000 Years of Gloop by Splot the Mutant Priest. Shadows of Forgotten Ancestors by Carl Sagan and Anne Druyan. The Panda's Thumb by Stephen J. Gould. Stephen J. Gould's Thumb by The Panda. Sea and Sand, Biogenic Photography of the Isle of Sun by Athanasia Grarg. How to Raise an Antwerp by Dr. Cranium. Please Don't Break the Universe by Walter Bishop. Flora and Fauna of Marit, with special attention paid to Mount Draconis by the famous adventurer. History of the Mountains of Oddness by Ravenlock Smith. Fate Papusha Kolgeroi by Papadophagos II. The Long Goodbye by Harper Lee. Ronya, the Robber's Daughter by Astrid Lindgren. The triangle. Yes. The answer is no. Oh. Okay, thank you, Triangle. Demon Haunted World, Science is a Candle in the Dark by Carl Sagan. Custard died for your sins? Like... Custer's... like that one? Vine Deloria Jr. The Rose by William Butler Yeats. The Farthest Shore by Ursula K. Le Guin. Like, you can click on more of them than you would think. You just have to be very precise. Yummy Iridian Artifacts and How to Prepare Them by Patricia Tanis. Iridian Artifacts and How to Prepare Them by Patricia Tanis. That's the... Tanis is the person that researches Iridian artifacts in Borderlands, right? That's Tanis, isn't it? Maybe Tanis is then based off of... Like, Tanis in Borderlands is based off of this character. But that just sounds like Tanis from Borderlands, but maybe it's a reference, like Tanis in Borderlands is a reference to a Tanis and some kind of Iridian artifact that I'm not familiar with. Translations from the Elvish by Bilbo Baggins, I know that one. Drasnian Dreams, A Guide to the Badgets of Dorset by John Snake. Never use frogs and other useful tips for techno-druids. Aw, poor frogs. Well, I guess they get to survive because they're not a summoning reagent. Easy to read maps of Belzund. Herblore of the Archipelago. Silmarillion Specialties, almost said Silmarillion, by Laurie Ann Cole. 101 Wonderfully Mad Dishes from the Shivering Isles by Zoo the Brief. That sounds like an Elder Scrolls thing. Yeah. Dining in Morrowind by Zoo the Brief. Okay, so yeah, these are straight up references to Elder Scrolls, because Shivering Isles was the DLC in Oblivion, and this is Morrowind. 555 Biotech Jokes by Gene Kelly. Reticulum. The Ruminant Conspiracy by Maxine Superfluous Surname. Thank you. Neuropolis University Guide to the Frustrating Swamps of Schweisland, edited by Perspiro Flapoticus. Scions of the Blue Cup, A History of AGS. Maps of Southern Belzund, University of Dunsany Press, edited by Colrabian Dialectus. Dialecticus? Yeah, Dialecticus. 27 Useless Maps of the Confusing City by Tremolina Barbatorum. Geographical Analysis of the Dracolor Chain, 3rd edition, by Thomas Biscuit. Atlas of Middle-earth and the Days of Numenor, by Tar Minister. History of the Gnomes, a Marxist Perspective, by Kohlrabian Dialecticus. Uzaga Manuka Trimkas Mi Runi Go, by Elkok Rakintas. The Tale of Aragorn and Arwen, by Barahir. Joram Duga's Complete Guide to Fictional Disease Prevention. Jerusalem, The Emancipation of the Great Albion, by William Blake, signed. Show Me the Vitamins, the world's most boring inspirational speeches, by Jobert Garf. The Shock Doctrine, The Rise of Disaster Capitalism, by Naomi Klein. Advanced Technopaganism, by Jenna Calderosh, exploring psilocybin, by Walter Bishop. That sounds like a medication. The Psychedelic Experience, a manual based on the Tibetan Book of the Dead, by Timothy Leary, Ralph Metzer, and Richard Alpert. The Zendromus Galaxy, by Claustrophenus Abacus. That's something I kind of recognize. Attack of the Wild Nipples, by Javier Pezon. Reality Sandwiches, by Allen Ginsberg. History of the Cheeseburger, by Mick Rogataki. The Soul of Man Under Socialism, by Oscar Wilde. Living My Life and Beyond, by Emma Goldman. Biogenetic Mushrooms, a Guide, by Susanna Gribb. My Strange Beginnings of Telemachus Gringus. Reconfiguring the Crocodile, by Frank Buaya. Fishbake Architecture, by Bernadette Isda. Sur le Chemin, by Jack Kerouac. Honoropolis University Guide to Quirinus. What's this one? On the Improper Use of Impolite Language, by Skeeter Rassin. Small Piece of Wood. Goofball McSallock, a novel, by Kafasi Sakmalik Patlayan. Mysterious Odors of the Night, by Vonyasht Prudnya III. Okay, I think we got it. I think we're there. I think we did it. If you listen to this point, wow. You have patience. I imagine most people probably set it to like 2 or 3 times speed at least in YouTube. I considered speeding it up myself, but... yeah. If somebody wants to watch it at normal speed, they can. If they want to speed it up, they can. That was magical. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those games where I sit here for an immense amount of time just doing this. Just clicking. I mean, I like clicking on everything. It's one of the things I like about these games, because so many of the best jokes are hidden on, like, little things like these. It makes me think of growing up playing RuneScape, because I have like a huge built-in habit in RuneScape. When I'm like walking, I examine everything just as I'm walking, because it gives me something to do. It's usually funny little text. I've probably read all of the examined texts in RuneScape like a billion times, but sometimes they still make me giggle. Just gives you something to do, and there's usually a lot of nice flavor built into these things, which is why I love it so much. Like having examined text and items with descriptions that, you know, are neat and funny and are jokes and little references and have purposes. It's fantastic. I love it. So, all right, this is fun and basically exactly what I expected it to be so far. So hooray for that. I actually don't know if I'll put a background or not. If I could find a good one, maybe. But I feel like it would kind of conflict with the overall thing of the game if I put too much of a background, because then it's like, you know, we're not interacting how it would expect me to, I suppose. And obviously I don't just want to like blow up the screen or zoom into it, because then that would look weird. So I don't know what I'll do. I don't know how I'll handle it, but I need to get this video up. So, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for some more.